Om Shanti. Good morning. Can you hear my voice? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Perfect.
Thank you. So, hope you had a good Amrit Vela. Thank you for the beautiful song. Uh, so, we are reading the Murli from January 9th, 1985. The title was about the spiritual personality of the elevated, fortunate souls. And Baba was mainly describing the personality, describing the state of their inner awareness. Baba is also describing the effects of your presence on the others. So Baba was telling to those who are constantly elevated and fortunate, to those who give others the power of becoming fortunate through their own fortune, giving others the fortune through their own fortune, to those who give the experience of greatness in ordinariness, to those who become fortunate from innocent, to those who constantly maintain the intoxication and happiness of the right to the fortune, to those who become stars of fortune in the world and constantly sparkle, to such souls who are elevated and fortunate. Baba's love, namaste, and remembrance. The bestower of fortune, Baba. So let us take a minute to stabilize in that awareness. Bhagyavan, Mahatmas, the stars of fortune, who are uplifting everyone's fortune. Now, make yourself comfortable being Madhuban Vasi. Baba is talking to you, the Madhuban Vasi. Baba meets Madhuban Vasi's brothers and sisters. So, Madhuban residents means those who constantly make everyone sweet with their own sweetness and with their attitude of unlimited disinterest. Inspire others to have unlimited disinterest. The speciality of Madhuban Vasis, Madhuban residents, is extreme sweetness and extreme disinterest. Those who keep their balance easily and automatically experience moving forward, Tyag or Madhurta. So, disinterest sometimes leads to isolation, cutting off. Sometimes sweetness leads to stickiness. So Baba is asking to keeping that balance makes one move forward. The balance of sweetness and balance of vairag. The impact of both of the specialities of Madhuban falls on the world. Even though souls may not have knowledge, Madhuban is the lighthouse and lighthouse from which the light of the lighthouse falls on everyone, whether they want it or not. To the extent that there are these vibrations here, accordingly, people will understand when they go back that you are unique, whether it is due to their problems, circumstances, or some lack of attainment. There is definitely an impact made on them through the attitude of temporary disinterest. When you become powerful here, then there too, one powerful thing or another happens. The waves that exists here fall on people of the world as well as on Brahmins. If those who are special instruments have enthusiasm for a short while and then become ordinary, then the world would have enthusiasm and then become ordinary there too. So, Madhuban is a special stage. On a physical stage, those who give lectures or our stage secretaries would definitely pay attention to the physical stage, or whether they think that it is just up to the one who is giving the lectures. There may be someone who is going to sing a short song or even just present a bouquet, but when he or she goes on to the stage, they will go with that speciality and attention. So, no matter what duty you have in Madhuban, whether you consider yourselves to be junior, small, or great senior, you are on the same stage of Madhuban. Madhuban means the great stage. Those who play a part on the great stage would be great, would they not? Everyone sees you in an elevated way because the praise of Madhuban means the praise of residents of Madhuban. Praise of Madhuban is the praise of residents of Madhuban. Every word of residents of Madhuban is a pearl. They are not words but pearls. It is as though pearls are being showered. You are not speaking but showering pearls. This is called sweetness. Speak such words that those who hear you think, I will also speak like that. Everyone who hears you should receive the inspiration to learn and follow you. Whatever words emerge, let them be such that anyone would record them and then listen to them again. People tape something because they like it and then listen to it over and over again. Therefore, let your words be be of such sweetness. Vibrations of such sweet words automatically spread in the world. This atmosphere automatically pulls those vibrations. So let your every word be great. Let every thought in your mind for every soul be great and sweet. Secondly, to the extent that all treasure stores are full in Madhuban, to that extent, let there be unlimited disinterest. Let there be deep attainment and just as much of an attitude of disinterest. And it can then be said that you have an attitude of unlimited disinterest. If there is no attainment, how could there be an attitude of disinterest? If there is attainment and you have an attitude of disinterest at the same time, that is called unlimited disinterest. Whatever each of you does, you receive the fruit of that at the present time, and you are definitely going to receive that in the future too. At the present time, you receive true love and blessing from everyone's hearts, and this attainment is even greater than the fortune of the kingdom of heaven. You receive true love and blessing from everyone's heart, and this attainment is even greater than the fortune of the kingdom of heaven. You can now understand how much each one's love and blessings make the heart move forward. The happiness that you experience from the blessings of everyone's heart is unique. You will experience it to be as though someone is holding you in the palms of his hands and making you fly. Everyone's love and blessing will give you this experience. Acha? All of you have a thought filled with new zeal and enthusiasm for this new year, have you not? Is there determination in that? Continue to revise any thought you have every day. Just as you continue to make something firm and it becomes very firm inside for you, so too do not let go of that thought you had. Revise that thought every day and make it determined. And this determination will always be useful. Sometimes you think about what thought you have created, and sometimes, whilst moving along, you even forget what thought you had, and then weakness comes. Revise it every day and repeat it in front of the Father every day, and it will become firm and you will easily achieve success. Baba knows with how much love everyone sees each of the souls of Madhuban. The importance of the speciality of the residents of Madhuban is no less. If someone carries out even a small special task, then although there is a task carried out in one place, everyone is inspired. So that soul receives the whole share of the benefit of that speciality. Therefore, when those from Madhuban have elevated thoughts, make plans, or perform actions, it creates enthusiasm in everyone to learn. So, how much benefit a soul who creates enthusiasm in everyone would receive? All of you are this important. You do something in one corner and it spreads everywhere. Acha? So let's take a minute to soak in. Be part of Madhuban. Be a Madhuban Vasi. And spread your elevated thoughts and elevated feelings as you stabilize in all the attainments that you receive by being a Madhuban Vasi with your mind. Om Shanti. So, Baba continues giving a New Year plan. A New Year plan for this year. This year, create a group so that when others see the specialities of that group in a practical way, they are inspired and those vibrations spread everywhere. Create a group. When others see the speciality of that group in a practical way, they are inspired and those vibrations spread everywhere. Just as government tells you to select a village and demonstrate to them by making a sample through which they can understand that you are doing something in a practical way, and this will create an impact on them. So let such a group be created through which others are inspired. If anyone wants to see what virtue is, what power is, what knowledge is, or what remembrance is, let the practical form of these be visible to them. Create an impact on them So let such group be created. What kind of group? Which inspires others. If anyone wants to see what virtue is, what power is, what knowledge is, Gyan Gun Shakti, and what Yad is, let the practical form of these be visible to them. So, like in Sunday's Murli, Baba is asking them to be an embodiment of all of this and let it be visible to whoever looks at them. What does it mean to have a virtue? What does it mean to have be powerful, knowledgeful, and be in remembrance? If small groups become such practical examples, then those elevated vibrations will automatically spread into the atmosphere. Nowadays, everyone wants to see the practical form. They don't just want to hear. The impact of something practical reaches them very quickly. So let there be a practical form of such zeal and enthusiasm. Let there be such a group that others are easily able to receive inspiration from them, and the inspiration reach everywhere in all directions. This will then continue to spread from 1 to 2 to 3, etc. This is why you must now create some such specialities. Everyone understands that the special instrument souls are the proof and that they receive inspiration from them. In such way, create further proof, and then when they see this, they can all say, yes, they are able to experience an embodiment of knowledge in a practical way. Fill the atmosphere with these pure and elevated actions and the attitude of pure elevated thoughts. Fill the atmosphere with these pure and elevated actions and the attitude of pure and elevated thoughts. Demonstrate it by doing something like this. Nowadays, there isn't as much impact made by serving through words as there is by serving through the mind. When you speak one word and spread vibrations of 100 words, there is then that impact. Words have become common, but the powerful vibrations that come with the words do not exist anywhere else. They only exist here. The powerful vibrations that come with the words do not exist elsewhere, anywhere else. They only exist here. Show these specialities. Conferences and youth programs takes place all the time, and they have to continue to take place. Zeal and enthusiasm increases with these two. But there is now a need for soul power. This is spreading vibrations through your attitude. This is powerful. Acha? Babdada meeting doubles fondness. Children, let's take a minute to soak in before we go further. Baba is asking us to be an embodiment for this new year. Embodiment of Gyan, Gun, Shakti, and embodiment of remembrance. And filling the atmosphere with that pure vibrations. and serving through the atmosphere. Serving with your vibrations, powerful vibrations, through your attitude. So Baba is meeting double foreigners. Every day, Baba gives the return of love to the loving children. The father has so much love for the children that the children just have a thought, it doesn't even come into words, and the father gives the return of that in advance. The father has so much love for the children that the children just have a thought. It doesn't even come into words. Baba gives the return of that in advance. At the confluence age, he gives you love and remembrance for the whole cycle. He gives you so much love and remembrance that your aprons remain filled with love and remembrance for birth after birth. Babdala constantly gives cooperation to the loving souls and makes them move forward. When you become an embodiment of love that the Father has given you and make someone loving, that person will belong to the Father. It is love that attracts everyone. The love of all the children continues to reach the Father. अच्छा मीठे मीठे सिखिलते बच्चों प्रति माता पिता बाप दादा को याद प्यार और गुड मॉर्निंग रूहानी बाप की रूहानी बच्चों को नमस्ते हम रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को याद प्यार गुड मॉर्निंग और नमस्ते नमस्ते Let's take a minute to soak in all the love and blessings Baba has given us. Make yourself a resident of Madhuban. Soaking in that powerful atmosphere and also enriching the atmosphere with your love and remembrance of Baba. Feel the atmosphere, enrich the atmosphere, and spread into the world. Om Shanti. So, what is your takeaway from today's Murli? Jabin, you're sharing something? Or can it hear?
Uh, yeah, Om Shanti. I went through the awareness yesterday. Am I ordinary or am I special? Am I a special soul? Am I really that koto me koi me koi? Do I constantly belong to God or do I forget? And I think all these qualities which you have, Bap Dada has placed the Madhuban Nivasis on a very high pedestal. Like even in yesterday's Sakar Murli, when Baba was saying that this conference age is the time for earning, for sowing,
Mm.
for recording, for world benevolence and world transformation. And so that's where the role of Madhuban comes, the heaven on earth. And how he has really categorized loving and detached, Nyara and Pyara in Madhuban
Mm.
by saying extreme sweetness, words of pearl, and extremely loving, which is extreme loving, and disinterest is equal to Behad ka Vairagya. So
Mm.
sweetness plus disinterest. Extreme, both are extreme, extremely sweet and extremely disinterest. So it's, see, you have to be sweet also, and then sweetness always, they say, no, it clings to you. But Baba saying, no, it should not cling. Immediately you should become extremely also disinterested. That should be a Madhuban Nivasi. And they are automatic lighthouses. So that whoever goes over there, whether they like it or not, the light and might of Madhuban Nivasis just touch them. Because Madhuban is like a stage. So, see, on a stage, you are an audience. You will see everything what is happening on the stage. The stage attracts. So, Madhuban is also that which attracts. So when Baba says all this, and then he says, so even for this you need attainment. So many checkpoints Madhuban Nivasis have to do before they open their shop for the day, before they start their service. It may be any service, whether serving tea or anything, for any service, what kind of backdrop see they have given. And when he gave that experience, so when you go to Madhuban, how do the people experience? What do they experience? I remember the story of when Baba mentioned that the story of the eagle and the wise man. The wise man took the eagle on the palm of his hand, the eagle which felt like a chicken in the barnyard. He lifted his hand up and said, fly, eagle, fly. You are not a chicken, you are an
Mm.
eagle. I remember that when Baba just spoke that you will experience as though someone is holding you on the palm of his hands and making you fly. Really, Baba, close to his heart. Madhuban Nivasis, Om Shanti.
Mm. Really nice. Yeah. And especially Baba uh, is also giving all the um, virtues, powers, and making them powerful, and then telling, now you have all the attainments, and then now you become disinterested. And also says, like, if you don't have anything, what is there to be disinterested about? So attain them, and then be sweet and be totally detached. No rust, no push or pull, or no longing or wanting or needing. Yeah. Anyone else? I was just,
Shanti, brother.
yeah, go ahead, Vinod.
Yeah. Baba says to remember, to forget Baba means that you have forgotten his words. In other words, to remember Baba means to recall the words that Baba has uttered, to recall those statements, those Mahavakya. That is one way of remembering Baba. Yeah, so he says. Om Shanti.
Yeah, yeah. And just on that, I was thinking on the same note, when words are more than words, and especially I was reflecting on this lately now, especially in I'm working on some neuroscience courses where one of the functionality of the brain is language processing. And if you actually see, when a child is born, there is no language, there are no words, there are only experiences. Child is constantly experiencing and collecting information of sounds and sights and associating those experiences with all these sounds and sights. And especially now when Baba is talking about there are more than words, more than vibration, it is more of vibrations and experiences. So when Baba is asking us to be a child, you become so absorbed in that which is behind the words, that which is the word that is pointing to something. So when you're in that, embodying that, what the word is actually pointing to, so then definitely we will be absorbed in that experience. And as a result, that vibrations are spread all over. So going beyond words is like embodying what that word represents. And then everything else what Baba is telling will happen, like creating that filling that atmosphere with every action, with every thought, every word. And all of these are not just words or statements in our head or in our mind, but what that words and statements really feel like. And I think that's the practice that Baba is asking us to do now. Yeah, thank you. Vijay Bhai?
Yeah, the on the same note that Baba says that the Madhuban residents, right? So every word is like a pearl, right? So they are not just words. So, and Baba further says that when people hear that, right, the way they speak, people, I mean, the Madhuban residents of people, when they hear that, they feel like copying it. Okay, I will also want to speak like this, right? So that means inspiring people to follow it, and that actually, and Baba also says people would like to record it and then they would like to hear it again and again. It is actually very true that Madhuban Nivasis, they are very sweet when they are interacting with people. Their words are very special, and um, I think it's because of that place is giving that speciality, right? That the place is so powerful. Madhuban is filled with so much of positive energy, and there are so many seniors who have become very sweet, and that I think that actually making the whole place sweet, right? Everybody is sweet. Madhu itself is sweet, right? So that is influencing everyone, I suppose, those who are staying there.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Uh,
yeah.
Harshabhai, just to add on that, see, in sweetness of words, when they say sweet words, they say they lift a soul, they lift the spirits, they heal the hearts, and it's called as a high standard of communication. Like, attracting ants to you, like you are the sugar, and how ants, you just place a sugar somewhere just like that carelessly. You would not know how did the ant come over there, and then there would be a big dome of ants over there. So even that's where it's so sweet. So remember, if it's sweet words, what it's an impact it can have on a person. But too much of sweetness also is an exaggeration. We have to also see, are those sweetness filled with practicality? There has to be honesty. There has to be truth in that sweetness. It's not, otherwise it's just called as, they'll say, oh my God, they are just pulling stories. So we have to understand what did Baba take the corollary of sweetness of word is equal to pearl. Then those people who hear you will say, wow, even I would like to talk like that. Even I would like to be like that. How does that person speak like that? I think that is the sweetness we are doing. I don't think just curtsies of thank you and sorry and all, they are just plain English curtsies. So I don't know. I have my own thing to see. Do we really experience all this in Madhuban? That is why Baba is telling Madhuban Nivasis, you should have that. So we cannot say, is it there or is it not there? Baba is saying it should be there, because that's the place where you're going to really attract people like ants come over there, needles come over there to the magnet. I don't know. That's what I felt when brother was sharing about sweetness in Madhuban. Om Shanti.
Om
Yeah,
Shanti.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
By hearing Murli of today's and all the Murlis which I have heard till today, from the day I have joined Brahma Kumaris, I realized that I am Hanuman and I have forgotten who I am. Because at the time, in the very powerful phase of Ramayana, where Hanuman was to cross the sea, but Hanuman but Hanuman has got one thing that he will forget everything. He has to make it realize that who he is, and then when he realizes who he is, then he feels that power within, and he crosses the sea with, in a second. So what I feel that we all are Hanumans, and we have forgotten our strength. We have forgotten who we are. We are unaware of that. So Baba says that realize, be aware that who you are, and in the words, become master knowledgeful and master powerful like Father, because you are child of that authority, that supreme power. And Baba loves those child who are constantly elevated and fortunate. And so Baba remembers those children, especially in this Avyakt Murli, the last paragraph. I really like that last paragraph, because that last paragraph is the gist of the Murli, where Baba says, in today's Murli, to those who are constantly elevated and fortunate, to those who give powers of becoming fortunate through their own fortune, to those who give experiences of greatness in ordinariness, to those who become fortunate from innocent, to those who constantly maintain the intoxication and happiness of the right to fortune, to those who become stars of fortune in the world and constantly sparkle, such souls who are elevated and fortunate, love, remembrance, and namaste. So Baba wants us to be like that. And here the word, and here in the Murli today is that words should not mere be words. It should be more than that. So if you see the words WORDS, and
Mm.
you see from the backwards, the last
Mm.
letter is S. That is, if you become soul conscious, you are connected to Father, and another letter D, you become divine. That all the divinities comes within you, and when you become divine, the divinities come in you. You become responsible, reliable, ruhani, and another letter is O. You become obedient to Father, and the first letter you become wonderful. So if you practice in that way, soul conscious, divine, ruhani, obedient, and you become wonderful. In that stage, words never become only words; it become more than that. And as Baba says, Madhuban, meetha ban jao. If you take in a different way, you really become meetha. You really become sweet. What Baba wants
Mm.
us. Om Shanti.
Mm. Really nice. Nice. Yeah, just a couple of thoughts that came as Girija Ben was sharing and Sanjay Bhai was sharing. So, generally, how we use words in the world and what actually the effect it generally has is if you see behind the scene what's happening, so you have some experience that you want to express or share. We put that into words. Those words are communicated back to other person, and other person, how they have associated that word to what experience they have associated with, they will experience whatever association that they have with that word. So this is how in general the world communication happens. You express what you are saying, they listen what they want to listen. In other words, they listen how they interpret that word, how they have associated that word to what feeling that they have associated that word to. So in fact, one person is saying something, other person is listening what they want to listen, but in fact there is no communication. So whereas here Baba is asking us to go behind the word, Baba is asking us to communicate at a different level, create that word into an experience, into a vibration, into that powerful atmosphere that drives your attitude, that drives your body language, that creates that atmosphere. And let that atmosphere, let that body language, let that expression trigger something deeper, which actually communicates what you are actually expressing. They will experience beyond words. And that is what Baba is asking is the most effective way of inspiring others by giving them an experience and then moving forward. So I was wondering, like, so what actually is the missing part that we have to focus more on? I was thinking, like, communicating with our feelings, with our attitudes, with our vibrations goes long ways. Yeah. Thank you for all your feedbacks. Yes, Girija.
You know, yesterday Sakar Murli Baba just mentioned why these inventions and all are made, because they become good examples for us to understand the knowledge and to pass on the knowledge. And that made me, when you said words, I don't know, there is one song of Boyzone, that words, when it is said, it's only words, and words are all that I have to take your heart away. Talk in those words and dedicate them to me. I'll give you all my life, my love. So I just take the example. I just take these examples. So I remember yesterday's Murli. Baba said all these examples in the world, the songs of what you're listening, they're all just for you better way to understand the knowledge in a Ramanikta, and you can also pass it on to those people and understand even them. So when that words came, I that was one of my favorite song, Boyzone's words. I just wanted to say that how words takes our heart away.
Yeah, that is true. That's a nice song. I used to like that too. Very true. Yeah. Yeah, especially in the songs, you hear that voice, that tone, that conveys the feelings behind the word. That's why we lean more towards the songs rather than lectures. I was also thinking that why do we keep listening to the song again and again, but why can't we listen to the same lecture again and again? Because in the song, there is that feeling, that bhavna. And even when somebody is singing or somebody who is listening, they're actually going into that bhavna rather than words. So that is why we go back to it again and again, and that sticks to us, and it lasts longer. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share how you're creating atmosphere and how one can create an atmosphere?
Om Shanti.
Yeah.
uh, in the continuation of what that is going on and what I have said earlier, that Baba wants us to become Madhu, sweet. Because a lot have been said about Madhuvan, that Madhuvan is this, Madhuvan is that. But the thing is that by the word Madhuvan, Baba is telling you have to become sweet. And when you become sweet, here in the Murli, today's Murli, when you become sweet, Madhuvan is the lighthouse and might house. You become the lighthouse and the might house. And from you, that light will come out, as because you're connected to that supreme light, superpower, what is supreme power. The light from there will come through you, as through Brahma Baba it happened, because he became Brahma, he became sweet. And he came to a place where he's making others also sweet, telling that, communicating that, as I become sweet, you also have to become sweet. And so the place where the sweetness, where the people became sweet, was named Madhuvan. And when you will become Madhuvan, you will become the lighthouse and lighthouse, from which the light of the lighthouse of Baba falls on everyone. So you have to become Madhuvan. Om Shanti.
Harshabai, in that last paragraph, can you just say that was beautiful about that new plan? Baba says, see, the same Baba had said, if you remember in that bestower Murli, do you know how to bestow virtue? Do you know how to bestow power? Do you know how to bestow the power of remembrance? Today he's saying there should be a practical thing of every virtue and power. Can you give, it's such a highest kind of service I think we have to do. What is that service and how can, and that practical form should be visible to them? Can you just throw some light on it?
So I am currently doing my master's in psychology. There is one kind of psychotherapy called uh, existential therapy, which is more people who are going into depression, like more around what is the purpose of, what is the meaning of my existence, and that kind of stuff. One of the criteria for that, for the therapist, is they should definitely not be judgmental, but they should create that unconditional uh, what do they call, unconditional active listening, unconditional regard for the other person. So, and create that empathy and have that empathy. And what does it actually means is be very relevant, be very present, and create that atmosphere which is relevant to the person who is on the other side. And especially people who are going through this depression and anxiety, the deep rooted things are in their subconscious mind, which is like the traumas that have been stuck underneath. So the whole idea is to engage, take them and engage at that emotional level when they open up their wounds. If I am creating that positive space, that atmosphere, which empathy does not mean that I have to take in their pain. Empathy means I need to recognize what emotional pain that they are going through and then create an antidote for them when I'm engaging with that at that point. And especially coming back to the point when you're alluding to is what is that embodiment of what you really means. It's not just being blissed out in my own world, but being in relevance to the atmosphere and creating a relevant feelings that heals the relevant hurt that happened on the other side. So, and especially in that, if you really want to do that therapy effectively, you have to heal the wounds of the soul by your embodying that solution for them. So that goes long ways. That goes to the next level. I think that's what Baba is asking us. We don't have to really understand each and everything what's going on in people's world, but everyone is going through some pain and sorrow. All we have to do is hold that space and fill their hearts with that space. And this whole process is an act of virtue. And is that what I think that's what Baba is asking us when he's saying, serve with your mind. So it's extending that feeling. Did I answer or
High level thinking. I have to do high level thinking.
sorry, can you repeat again?
No, I said you're asking us to have yours was a psychological approach. So, when I take Baba's knowledge, it's actually nice, the psychotherapist, especially when you said it's not just empathy, but really presenting yourself in such a way that facade of what the victim has, what is that called? I'm not sure. Uh, that wears away. So that practicality of cloak which you wear when you deal with such people, that's what you were sharing. That's what
Hmm.
high level. It calls for
Yeah.
high level.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. No, I really like that. That's why I asked for see to
Mm.
every virtue, every path.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful.
Mm. And especially when you think about the devotees, all they see that having deities, the presence itself is the solution. Your presence is not just the solution, is their strength. So whose presence? The presence of those who are embodying the answers, who are embodying the power that responds to the weakness that is creating the sorrow. So yeah. Okay, let's take a couple of minutes to meditate on that. Unless anyone wants to share any thoughts, comments. Okay, let's take a couple of minutes to meditate on this. Make yourself very comfortable. Make yourself totally relaxed. Let go of everything that is not you. Relax into your eternal self. Freeing your mind, freeing your heart of anything that is transient. Filling that space in your mind, in your heart, with that which is eternal. And extend your mind, extend your heart. Make it big, make it vast, make it boundaryless, and fill it with that which is eternal. Let Baba dwell in the space of your heart, of your mind. And allow Baba's love and light be absorbed in your unlimited presence, full of all powers. Being an embodiment of solutions. And let your unlimited presence on this limited world heal every heart, every soul. Let the sorrow dissolve. Let every soul feel the love. Let every soul feel they belong to something beautiful. Let every soul feel the beauty of being alive, alive to their pure presence. Uplifting every soul, bringing them into Baba's heart, bringing them home. And for the rest of the day, hold your unlimited self, carry your unlimited powers, and carry Baba in your presence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harsha Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.